Let's go!
I was hearing all the news about some Capcom finals thing, some official Capcom Cup thing that was happening. Apparently Snake Eyes won that thing. Snake Eyes definitely only plays Zangief. Seems like Geef is OP now. Is that where the conversation's gonna go? And events to JP? Really? Really? I'm just gonna throw it out there. Obviously, some characters are easier to use than others. Clearly, Ken's an easier character to use than Ryu. He just seems to do everything better. But just saying before we even look at anything, did it mean that other characters were like dog shit bad? Maybe yes. But point number 2 is that if you have a fighting game with enough system mechanics and core mechanics that sort of like dictate the pace of matches, and whoever utilizes that stuff better might actually pull out on top. In an event where you do not have the system mechanics of Street Fighter 6, I think Ryu and Geef are probably really bad. However, green shit in Street Fighter 6 is really interesting. How you use it, how you utilize it, how it manages your guard gauge and your offensive, and how you make your opponents also change as a result. I think it's kind of crazy now that we're getting a few months into the game and we're starting to see characters that are normally like will never win anything are winning things. God tier? No. They're not. Are they absolutely going to be like dominating everything? Is Mr. Joe Schmo from around the street just going to pick up Ryu and become like one of the best ever? I don't think that's going to happen for any character in this game, but it's really not going to happen for some of the lower tiers like the Lilies and stuff like that. It's really not. Street Fighter 6 is a really fascinating game because they really thought out the core system. And I'm curious to see, with all the stuff we know about Street Fighter 6, how does Snake Eyes solve that problem? Especially if it's against a JP, where that matchup is easily one of the worst matchups in the game. Easily. I'd imagine JP versus Geef is likely one of the few 7-3s. How the hell do you solve that Rubik's Cube? How the heck do you make the 3 games you need to win the ones? How do you do that? So I'm kind of curious. Now you got me legit curious. Where was that link? And is this the grand finals? Hold on a second.
Exactly. So here we have it here. Grand finals of our
Yes, it is.
North America West for Canada and
And Reynolds is already in winners. So if Snake takes this, he has to win 6 games? Oh my god. Okay. All right, what does he do? Does he get in and essentially just force JP to make bad... just okay.
Okay, well... We already have the adaptation from Snake Eyes. To be fair, Reynolds gave
all
a
right.
couple of unsafe looks with some of the phantoms.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
was that actually a drive rush? It was, dude. Damn. Interrupting drive rush with stand MP from that distance?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I like Snake just representing a lot of really like common, strong Zangief options there.
We see Reynolds already keen to what Snake Eyes wants to do.
JP now synonymous with perfect parrying, right? Now synonymous with it.
Setting up the double departure as well, and the lows are there.
Wow.
Snake Eyes just walked up to try to check it, which I think is a cool idea too.
I think that's only like one of the few strengths that Geef has, right? Where's my pause button? Like maybe one of the minor strengths that Geef has is that his jabs are good, right? His short seems good too. Like they have pretty decent range. Enough to get in and do something. Do they result in much? They don't. They just get Geef in.
Doesn't go for the teleport, just sandwiches them and then gets a little.
Do tier lists matter? I mean, they do. Tier lists definitely matter. I think the conversation is when you have a game that's as mechanically dense as Street Fighter 6, does that allow characters to sort of shine? I think the only other game that's, well, another game that's obvious that's sort of like that, where there's enough mechanics in it that allow characters to sort of do well, it's kind of like Killer Instinct, or even some of the best players, or even some characters that might not be considered the best can still do okay because the game is mechanically like pretty deep.
I think that other spike might have hit him if he didn't teleport, actually.
Tekken is also another good one. Yeah, for sure.
Really good spot still for Reynolds.
Just one spike away, I think. No, he's
the screen.
He's pretty hefty.
Did somebody say Dragon Ball Fighters?
Spike and a half.
The game where for a solid year and a half, every single team had Android, had lab coat.
Yeah,
I definitely disagree.
Not a lot of time on the
I think that game got figured out.
He has level 3. He waited for the lariat.
Jesus, wow, yeah, you're dead.
For the kill,
All right, let me pay attention. Hold on a second. We're coming up with conversational stuff. That's one game already.
Where he needed that jump, and it all paid off. I love that he didn't go for the level 3. He was like, let me just wait for the jump. I know you're going to do
So
it.
the thing that's crazy about like Snake Eyes just in general, even when I've played him a couple times,
extremely low.
his screen presence is nuts. Like his ability just to move in slowly is weird. Like it's the epitome of the goddamn SpongeBob meme. He's just walking at me menacingly. It's literally that, and we saw that happen even when Street Fighter 6 was kind of new during our big Twitch Rivals event for the game. And that's all he did to people. He got super far with Geef just by walking forward and knowing when to do it. And that seems like, oh, anybody can do that. But no, that actually takes like a ridiculous... The first time I saw Snake Eyes playing like a Geef character or just Street Fighter competitively was probably HD Remix. So he's been doing this for well over 10 years, right? Well over 10 years of playing like struggle characters.
Reynolds just fishing with that crouching medium kick. Gonna back up, set up the portal. Let it do all the work.
Jump
Damn,
back,
dude.
You know what's really scary about that exact scenario? If Reynolds actually goes for like a crouching,
yeah, it's like the epitome of like
Snake Eyes could like empty jump and get a
of like training with weights on, you know?
I love the jump
Some Dragon Ball shit, playing in heavy gravity.
Like nice and safe, you know.
You force yourself to have to be defensive. It's like being a Q player in Third Strike, you know, you just have to be insanely on point with your defense.
Getting punished for something that you should be doing like anti-air.
Wow, that safe jump was so deep.
They confirm too.
So Geef can get good damage. It just depends on the hit. Look at this shit. Oh, he's going for burnout. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god, dude. Wow.
To be fair, yeah, I don't think if you're in that position, your drive gauge is gone.
Yeah, he sort of like forced himself to get good at neutral by playing Geef all these years, right? Forced himself to see these situations and just get messed up by it forever. You gotta see, like, for as much as he's winning here,
headbutt's not that bad of an option.
complements several years of him losing, right? Several years in struggle situations where it's like, imagine playing like a struggle grappler character in a lot of fighting games. And dude, Snake Eyes won fucking a Guilty Gear tournament with Potemkin, you know? Character that nobody considered to be like that crazy good in Strive. But once you have like that training, you're just sort of comfortable there. You're comfortable being the struggle character. You're comfortable being in bad situations. And some people thrive there, right? Some people do better in matchups where they're bad than matchups when they're actually good.
Man, look at him just chopping away. I love that he didn't back up. He's like, I'm just gonna sit here and...
Yeah, Reynolds is playing this pretty well now. Reynolds playing this pretty well now.
Instead of running, he's like, okay, I have such a big lead. I'm just gonna walk you down and beat you up. I think that's a very smart thing to recognize that he didn't need to back away, right? He had such a good position.
He lost to Reynolds in winners finals. I see. It's so fascinating to see how this game is evolving. Like, we were talking about eras before. I don't think we're entering a Geef era or anything, but it's wild to see that even Ryu and Geef in really high level are starting to do some stuff. That's really nuts because they're largely considered to be bottom three.
Smart. I mean, it's such an important resource to get rid of for your opponent, so...
I think Street Fighter 6, you just feel it, right? You just feel that SF6 is a game where they thought this shit out a lot. Where even if there is a 7-3 matchup, that's not impossible. System mechanics are definitely helping out here.
Still didn't go off the screen there.
Feels like Ryu's underrated because Ken exists. Well, you just described Third Strike. How crazy is that?
I was thinking about a normal. Snake Eyes might have been doing the same. He just ate
wow. Where is he going?
Because of that drive gauge extension, Reynolds looking pretty clean in that round. We'll see how it goes this time around. Snake Eyes already taking the initiative to move forward.
Doing a smart job of like...
I'm going to start paying attention to how Snake Eyes is managing his green bar, because the thing I'm not seeing him doing a ton is parrying... Jeez, is parrying JP from distance a lot, right? He's not parrying these portal attacks. He's just blocking them. And you know what I just realized? They're not doing a lot of green bar. They're not doing a lot of guard gauge. Those do. The little ghost attacks... The ghost attacks take away like half of a green gauge, so it's pretty hefty. But look at him block the spikes. It's almost nothing, right? And you're not taking damage from that.
That is so wild. Look at that. That's going to be a...
Ouch. Still, like...
tell me how much time he has to just
that's not bad. That's actually not terrible, that he's only losing like small chunks for blocking the spikes and just walking forward. Instead of like what I find myself running into a lot when I'm playing against JP, I try to parry that shit to get my drive gauge back. but activating the parry takes a lot of gauge, and if you don't get anything, you're just screwed up, right? So you'll find yourself burning out from distance, just trying to parry JP's bullshit.
Single emote used.
No.
So that might not be worth it. It might only be worth it in some situations where you don't know where the mix is going to go. Oh my god, jumping in MK.
Right there from Snake.
I wonder what it is, man.
Yeah, just blocking. Right now he's not parrying this stuff. He's just blocking.
Oh,
This is cool.
that's fair. I thought, you know, he would be like,
This is
far
not
enough
cool.
to
This is
get
this
like
is
a
this is
jump punish
Geef
on
death
that
zone
side,
back
but
here.
that hitbox is pretty deceptive.
Yeah, so look what Reynolds doing. He's making sure he always has a mystery spike up, right?
Yeah. Oh, with the animation.
He's
people just doing, like, the
always
down motion, too.
always got one.
Oh,
Nice
a little
jump.
late, but he
That's
still
fine.
got the trade anti-air. No punish on the sweep. Level 1, yeah.
That's a good use.
Damage,
That's a lot
sets him
for a
up
level
full
1
screen,
combo.
get the
Damn.
ghost, Get the portal. Snake Eyes just stuck, having to walk.
Yeah,
down
this is
all of
brutal. But the thing is, he's blocking and walking, right? Look what he's doing here. He's not burned out yet. He's not.
Sandwich, the spike sandwich again.
These spikes are not doing
Just the
that.
holding take.
That did a lot.
Goes to
That did a
burnout,
lot
just
too.
Hits it. Reynolds looking for the chip damage. Now,
Damn, Reynolds is
within
one couple rounds away from winning this. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my
You
god.
gotta see this SPD,
I made it out.
Oh, he lets
Nah,
them
go for it.
some out.
Now it's gonna be chip.
Ouch.
Yeah, such a bad spot for Snake. He
There's
didn't
no
wanna
way
risk it.
Snake
Yeah, I
Eyes
totally
wins
understand
this
because
set,
Reynolds-
dude. He is
Snake Eyes
one
had to
round
hit the
from
flash and run
losing
away,
this whole
so
thing
I
right
think it's a
here.
Smart choice, but then
Are you serious?
Gets that zoning, and now
Well, that's a good
That gets
call.
him.
Jackhammer. No, the other one goes for the side swap. But still, man, you gotta feel like he spent those 2 bars.
Oh my god, the spike is still there! Taking
Yeah.
a lot of damage incoming. Reynolds gets to set up
Ow.
shop yet again. This is going to be prime position to look at tournament.
Damn.
While
JP
Snake Eyes
just
is
walking
scoring,
his
he has
ass forward.
A couple of shots to get out.
I love that he just goes for offense here, by the way. He still has the lead,
Interesting
but
that
he's
Reynolds does
trying
not commit to the
Snake Eyes trying a new idea.
full target
Anti-air
combo
looks good.
there.
Reynolds
Just
so
a
close
stand
to closing
HK.
this one out, the sweep, and he baits
Wow,
it.
wow,
Reach
okay.
and gets
So now he's
baited
in.
out.
Nothing too big.
Interesting he didn't go for drive. I think he didn't want to burn out. Oh my god. So wait a minute, did Snake Eyes cancel like a jab drive rush? Because that was really expensive. Look at this.
Nothing too big though. Jab check. Reynolds with full resources, by the way.
Yeah, dude, he literally canceled stand short drive rush, which gave him the level 3 burnout, but because of that, gave him the whole game.
And that's the kill.
Interesting.
But he's still got one more round to stay alive.
Almost like option selected.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice
You
stuff.
can see it. Reynolds being a lot more aggressive. He sees the finish line. However, a couple of obstacles in his way. Snake Eyes and Zangief.
Yeah, this isn't doing, I mean, that's not a ton, right? Even blocking fireballs from other characters takes more than that. The spikes take a very small amount. You'd have to like block 4 spikes in order for it to take even 1 drive gauge away.
And knowing Snake Eyes is
Now he's
doing
just
a
sort
lot
of waiting
damage
it
to his
out.
drive gauge, throwing out some of the parries on the way out, but now he's just looking to walk.
I think that's
down
kind of the
right.
thing. It's like when this spike shit isn't working, what happens, right?
Now, I think for
When the spike shit, you're not trying to avoid the spike shit, just accept that he's going to do it. What happens?
Not too much of a confirm, actually. Could have been something big into a level 3 even, but didn't get it. Yeah, look at that. He ran away and then he went back in for harassment.
That's sweet.
Unsafe on that, though.
Good call.
Again, very few counters we've seen so far, but he does go for it. Reynolds drive gauge. Oh, an
Uh-oh.
accident.
Input error for
Huge.
sure.
He has level 3. He just built this, so he goes for the level 2.
Yeah, that's
here.
burnout
It's
as
gonna
well.
be Burnout now for Reynolds.
He's pushing corner.
Gotta make some choices here. Oh, heavy get called
Oh
up.
my
Damn.
God.
The Porsche. And now he's one guess away here from cleaning this up.
Wow.
Wake up. And
He thought Snake Eyes was going to be big chilling in the corner or something.
Huh.
Mid-screen, he thought he wasn't going to move
Looked like
forward.
almost 2 input errors from Reynolds there.
That was it. I mean, it looked like Reynolds' game. Just like that, we have potential reset now.
So yeah,
This is
Snake Eyes is
3-0
winning this through
in our winner's
patience
side,
so
by the
far.
way.
Like he's back 2 games up again after nearly losing just through patience. Right?
Going into the first round of
Knowing where JP is going to attack and just being comfortable with it.
Different looks as well. A little bit of a stutter step. Snake Eyes
Being
wasn't gonna-
comfortable with
he wasn't
like
gonna fall for it
in
until
moments
something.
where
That's
you're
unfortunate.
probably
Hey,
going to
no
lose,
big punish.
but you
Again.
put yourself there so
Yeah,
much that it's like
that,
normal
you
now.
hit drive impact, and you always get a punish on it.
You have to imagine, like, especially at his rank, he runs into a ridiculous amount of high-level JPs. Because as much as there's a lot of Kens, there's even more JPs.
Oh my, everything's going wrong for Reynolds here. Chop doesn't go for any SPD.
Good block.
Not like this.
Yeah, he looks great. I have to say, Snake Eyes' adjustments looking solid here. Back throw. This is a chance for Reynolds to set up and try to get some zoning going here.
Snake Eyes is making defense look viable with this game. I mean, that's, again, why Street Fighter 6 is kind of a smart game. It's got a lot of offense shit, but it also balances it with a lot of defensive shit. There's a lot of defensive mechanics in this game. And usually, like, that's a ton of offense doesn't make most fighting games great. Usually it's the defensive mechanics. What can you do to get out of this situation, you know?
Feels like Snake is just more and more comfortable walking him down, finding whip punishes, finding opportunities to hit him, stuff the portals.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this matchup is definitely in JP's favor, 100%. In the same way, like, I feel the Ken versus... Oh, that's too far away. I feel the Ken versus JP matchup is in Ken's favor.
Does not spend it. Maybe feeling like
but Ken's got to make the right calls. He's got too many ways to get in.
Down a lot of drive gauge.
He's getting that.
Uh-oh, ow. Oh my god, are you dead?
Finding a
damage
way
ender?
to thread the needle.
Wow! It's enough to the reset just like that. 3 to
yeah, this is wild. This is so much
finals.
Experience.
If you're a Zangief main, Brutus, I'm talking to you directly. You gotta be sweating. Right?
I wouldn't even be surprised if Snake Eyes has, like, no kidding, over 1,000 hours played in this game already. This is so much experience.
Where are you?
I do not want, like, if Zangief wins, the discourse is going to be despicable.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be despicable. I'm not
the
trying to hear
The best thing is, Snake Eyes is going to answer all of it with, yeah, Zangief is bad.
Yeah, he's going to, you know how he's going to be like so stinky. Like that's going to be like that's going to be the response. He's like, how did you guys let me do this with Zangief?
Imagine if I played a real character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, you have to understand that's definitely that's the Mike Ross mentality, because Mike has, like, always patented it. He did it, and he's doing it in Street Fighter 6 as well, where the whole point of Mike playing Honda is that the character's ass, right? And I want to beat you using a bad character, you know, or something along those lines. In comparison to the characters that are really good, I'm going to destroy you with this piece of shit big sumo guy, or I'm going to beat you up with the friggin' giant grappler that gets fucked up by the majority. I'm going to win with this. So that's not a weird mentality for sure. And it's obviously somewhat character loyalty, but you can sort of, like, outside of all the losses you eventually take, you have to accept that there is satisfaction in winning with some weird struggle character, right? There is a satisfaction that people might enjoy that even more than just winning with, like, other characters. I personally just like playing all the characters that I think are fun, that I think are cool, that I historically like legacy-wise. But a lot of people are like that, where it's just like, yeah, I just want to accept the challenge, and will it make you better at the whole game? Probably. You know, it probably would.
In modern games, it's very rare that even the weak characters are not playable, right? Like that's just how modern games are. They're usually rare, yeah, they're usually balanced. So that's the case, that they're not just useless.
Yeah,
oh man,
it's
no
winnable.
punish.
It's very much so winnable.
Reynolds got to drive out.
Like the example I always used of this is, like, Spencer to Spider-Man in Marvel 3. Was Spider-Man bad? No. He wasn't. Did Spencer do everything Spider-Man did practically, just better and easier? Yes. Yes, he did. And he did more damage. But did it mean Spider-Man was bad? Not specifically.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Every interaction where you let Zangief get away with something is just really scary, because then he could just kill you off of one.
Yeah, the psychological effect of it too. That's the fucking. I've almost noticed that with Akira in Virtua Fighter. Like, Akira has a psychological effect. It makes you feel like when you're fighting Akira and you're losing. Jump up back.
I was gonna say.
No, he's gonna block it out. Oh god.
He
missed! That was the most Reynolds thing you could ever ask for.
When you lose to Akira in VF, it feels like you're really losing, even though you're not that bad. He's like a demotivator.
That is rough right there. He had the heavy cane.
Damn, triple chop is actually really goddamn good for checking drive rush. I think Reynolds is like, dude, look at the Reynolds is like 1 for 10 for every drive rush. This is crazy. He literally trained himself to check drive rushes. It's happening. We're 3 months into the game nearly, and now we're getting people reliably and consistently checking drive rushes.
Got the spike sandwich. He's eating that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He flexes on the way over to the ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghosts and Ghostbuster stuff. I like that. Dr. Stance.
Ooh, big jump. Snake Eyes.
Ooh, didn't go for grab.
He's got a lot of meter too. Was that level 2? Yeah.
He committed early to that. That was a big read. I mean, you're playing Geef, so you're gonna have to make some reads. You can't always play safe. You have to play kind of risky.
Big jump in.
Wow.
Not enough to kill. SPD will kill now, though.
Good block by Reynolds to go for the low there.
That Snake keeps it tight.
Thought he was gonna jump.
Walk down stuffs him, so he doesn't have any
Jeez,
portals
dude.
anymore.
How do you still have JP in the corner? Dude, was that another drive rush?
So he doesn't have any portals anymore.
Was that another one? That's wild, dude. To check 9 out of 10 drive rushes? That's wild.
There it is. Checks the drive rush. He's now winning the set.
Long-term beast. This guy's all about the long set. Snake Eyes, man.
Yeah, this
With
guy.
punish.
He is so good.
Oh,
He's been doing the same thing since 4. Checking drive rushes? Sure.
That right there is the big emotional drainage right there. That forward heavy punch is gonna be so much against Reynolds.
Oh man, and you know Snake Eyes is finding all these whip punishes more and more, finding those ways in. And Reynolds is not letting the counter rip very much, so
No.
it's not even really something Snake Eyes has to think about. Look at
Interrupted. If he gets hit,
Oh my God,
both
stuffing on the
orbs
drive
go
rushes.
away.
It's just like, it feels like in neutral, he's really tightened up and these jabs are landing over and over, crushing medium kicks, the sweeps, stops them on the
Man,
dash in.
but we're seeing so much irrational movement coming from the side of Reynolds, right? There's a little bit of anxiousness
Oof,
with the way he's been
oof.
playing, and also some of these big drops that he's had.
But my God, look how much life he lost just walking back. That's crazy.
It's a back though. There's a lot of space. Snake very close to burnout as well. Yeah, now pairing is a little scary as well. Ooh, whip overhead. Yeah, Reynolds kind of put the brakes on and then not let the drive gauge come back for Snake. Punish.
Good punish.
Safe on that, misses the mark, and you know, he just went a little all in
Who
there.
counters JP? Weirdly, like some of the quicker characters, like isn't Kimberly supposed to do pretty good against JP?
That's departure.
Another regular throw, so he's not going for anything
Yeah,
anymore.
Sim.
Like, all right, Snake Eyes has not been biting. Let me just.
He definitely Cammy, obviously, yeah. Maybe even Jury to a degree, yeah. He's not completely infallible.
Yeah, zone this guy.
Oh, he looked away at that moment.
The
too.
problem
He's
is
like,
that
"Wait a minute."
JP is such a knowledge check character. That's a crazy reaction.
He's like, good,
He's
let him
such
do
a knowledge check character.
It was either that, he's like, why are you messing up my
I
lane?"
think Ken does okay for sure. Yeah, some might argue that's 5-5 for JP and Ken, but I think it's 6-4 in Ken's favor.
2-0.
I think Ken just has too many tools to get in.
He just parries and gets out of there.
Perfect.
Level 2 spent with basically nothing off of it for Reynolds.
Oh,
he risked it all.
shit.
You know, that's one of those guesses where, like, if
Oh,
the
wow. We saw a drive impact.
So Reynolds committing to that crouch.
They'll
medium
show
kick,
up.
just got him clipped.
They will show up.
2-0. Snake Eyes, one game away from ruining everybody's timelines, ruining all the Twitter discourse for the next, I don't even know, month, year.
I can't
6
wait
months.
for it, especially for the casual audience. It's like, oh, Zangief's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to again just be around for like another Street Fighter game.
Yeah, Zangief, is he one of the weaker
And to
characters? Sure, but
see,
he's still
you know, all
definitely
the
a very
discourse of
playable
people complaining about characters like all over again.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Snake Eyes is putting
Every
in a lot of
single
work here.
game, dude. Every single
weren't kidding
game
when
is
you
like
said
this.
Snake
Every
Eyes
Street
with
Fighter
Zangief,
game.
Zangief in the background.
Yeah, he does. Which is impressive. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
Oh my. Heavy kick.
Can't believe Stand HK is working like that.
Definitely in full control. When everything starts landing and going Snake Eyes' way, you already know he's in your head.
Yeah, I don't think a slugfest is very good in this matchup for JP, I would guess, but it's kind of what they're playing now.
Yeah, those. Wait a minute. How much did all that dude? See, all of that blocking he just did, he didn't lose any health. Mind you, lost no health. How much actual drive gauge did he lose? Less than 1.
As soon as you say that, yeah, Reynolds
And when you block drive gauge, how fast does it start recovering? Almost immediately. So Snake Eyes has just accepted that, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to parry all this shit. I'm just going to block it.
Walked up. Oh,
Because at this point, he's just walking forward. Look at his drive gauge.
Walk the other one off the screen.
Now he's doing even better than Reynolds is on meter.
The low mediums again.
Oh my.
He's mostly looking for
See, this shit is why Street Fighter 6 is fascinating as fuck, dude. This is the reason why this game is going to get more and more interesting. And there is a like super delicate balance of Reynolds using his stuff to keep Snake Eyes out, and Snake Eyes like making sure by the time he gets in, he has green shit. And he can do like work. So it's it's fascinating as hell because obviously, like, you know, drive rush only costs 1 gauge. That's going to be super good. Drive impacts also, like, all these things are super good. But the push and pull constantly happening between these gauges makes Street Fighter 6 hella fascinating.
For the departure, but
And now we're really seeing it. I think the way Snake Eyes is winning these matches is through his drive gauge management.
He's been punished.
Patience and drive gauge management.
Of how much meter Snake Eyes has.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Because what happens, I'm just learning shit on the fly here. What happens when you attempt to parry JP from distance and you commit to parries, but you miss? I think after a parry happens, if you whiff a parry, like you don't catch it, that might have the longest recovery time of any drive gauge action in the game. I think that takes the longest to start recovering up again. So you lose a bunch of meter for missing it, and you don't get it to come back for like 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds or some shit.
Done like heavy into the feint glue or anything like that. We haven't seen that much.
And this is what Snake Eyes has essentially had to figure out for months now.
Zangief.
How the hell do you make this fight winnable? How do you do it? You just have to outpatient the shit out of JP.
Damn, the Tetris block
and really pay attention to your gauge.
Bait on that, so Snake Eyes got to work his way back in. Big deficit now. Walk back SPD.
The classic.
Eventually, they're going to hang themselves, right?
Too. It really hurts. On punish counter, you're just like, well, there goes my life bar. There goes my drive gauge. Big jump from Snake.
Oh, wow.
We might see like a reset into it too. Okay, it's gonna be lights. If that was SPD.
Here's what's crazy. He's not doing level 1 drive rush in again. He's not. He's playing so patiently because he does not want to get anywhere down here where he's in threat of burnout. In fact, the only times I think we've seen Geef burnout was maybe like once.
Range, perhaps?
Or they were both burned out at the same time.
Walking him down now. Reynolds looks so lost in this. This neutral just working out for Snake.
Because walk down also builds back drive meter faster too, right? Walking forward gives you probably some of the biggest bonus of drive gauge.
Go away, you know, play it nice and safe. Walk the portal off the screen. And this zoning is all happening, but Snake Eyes
now he's committing to parry when he's low. Jeez, he's blocking so much.
Snake has level 2, by the way, so if you're
Reynolds, getting close. This is getting risky.
Oh my God. Make a level 2 available. One more hit puts
Reynolds wants that burnout. 100%. There it is.
We do get the burnout as well, but it won't deter Snake Eyes, right?
Jump up back. Wow, yeah. Still got hit. Weird.
Chip is still scary, but you know he's turning on that
level 3. How the heck did you get grabbed?
Oh my. Not enough to kill or anything.
Departure, double time.
He doesn't want to cancel because he doesn't want to get level 2, which means Reynolds has to just back off.
Wow, he's just walking in, dude.
Snake Eyes, 1 hit from doing this, and that'll do it, Snake Eyes.
So, we're going to get, like, all these people. I'm going to get a better stop screen. We're going to get all these people after this that are going to claim that Zangief is, like, crazy good and y'all been sleeping on him. You're going to get all these people that are going to try Zangief and to like pull out, I want to win like that, right? I want to present to you a situation. I want to present to you what you're about to see Snake Eyes do here, having almost no resources against a stock JP with multiple resources. I'm going to press play here and understand this is like 14 years of playing Zangief kicking in. This is like pre-Street Fighter 4 era Geef knowledge and situational awareness that builds up to this understanding of knowing when is my opponent going to press buttons? When should I start moving in? It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's everything in a game like Street Fighter. Look at this.
Double time.
He doesn't want to
not pressing, waiting and pressing. Accept your space, move in. He gave me space, I'm going to move in. Take your space and stop, right? Take your space and then strike. This is the craziest part to me, that he chose to jump here. This part, that's nuts, right? I think that was probably not the best, but again, you are being unpredictable.
1 hit away. Snake Eyes, 1 hit from doing this.
Wow. How the heck did Reynolds get hit here?
No portal, 1 hit away. Snake Eyes, 1 hit from...
He didn't commit to any EXs. Wow, dude, that's
and
wild.
That'll do it. Snake Eyes qualifies for Capcom Cup with Zangief 3.
This game's sick. This game's sick, dude. In the same week, we have characters considered to be bottom 3 taking an EU, Ryu taking an EU like World Warrior competition. I don't know what that was, if that's a qualifier for anything. Ryu winning of all characters. And now in essentially, this is a Capcom Cup qualifier. This is one of the most stacked Street Fighter events of talent outside of like Asia, right? Of everybody from the West Coast, which is a shit ton of people. Kimberly also won a qualifier in Japan. That's wild. And that goes to show that Capcom Cup later on and the later tournaments for this game are going to get hella interesting. Because clearly some characters are easier to use and do really well against others, but it doesn't mean that everybody else is inherently bad. If you're talking about character versus character, yeah, they might be bad. But this is Street Fighter 6. There's a ton of mechanics. There's a ton of meter management. There's a ton of situational awareness. That has a huge effect on how this shit will play out in the future. So, all I gotta say, the early Street Fighter 6 competitive might have seemed like it was stagnating a little bit, but every time you feel that, it changes. Every single time we like, oh, the top tiers are figured out. Cammy and Jury are godlike. Oh, Kimberly was super good. She's just rushing everybody down. And it changes, and then it changes again, and then it changes again. And I don't feel like this is a complete tonal change. However, this is a reminder that this game is not going to be 100% dominated by just like one character, because there's just too much shit going on in the game. When's the DJ era? I wouldn't even be surprised. When the hell is the DJ / Luke era, right? When the hell is the Luke / DJ shit? Like, because that's going to happen. And then Akuma's just going to be a 9-1 matchup against everybody else. His crazy ass demon hair. You're not going to be able to do anything about him. He's just going to dominate the fucking game.